Kitty Bell is tassel is about to go. Look, this is right here. Her tassel is about to fall. Oh. No, it's right. It's about to fall. Move it like forward.
All right, Maddie Young.
Oh, yeah.
Walking Dead, girl.
Yeah.
You'll be her music style.
Got it.
Yeah, you know what? When you get out there, if they're still standing there,
And next.
come on, fly the fence. Go ahead, Maddie.
You may all be seated now.
Go ahead.
Good morning and welcome to the 61st Forsyth Central High School commencement ceremony. My name is Maddie Young and I am the senior class vice president. T.S. Eliot once said, "For last year's words belong to last year's language, and next year's words await another voice. And to make an end is to make a beginning." Today we are presented with the choice of where to go next. The opportunities are endless as today we start with a clean slate. Most of us probably don't know where we want to go next, and that's okay, because every single step we take, no matter how big or how small, will lead us to where we are supposed to be. But it is our job to make sure that our actions reflect the type of person we wish to be. So in 50 years, no matter where we are in life, I hope that we can all look back and say with absolute certainty that we dreamed fearlessly, worked relentlessly, and most of all, that we created our own path instead of following another. Thank you. At this time, I would like to introduce our senior class treasurer, Ms. Kristen Nicholson.
Good morning. At this time, I would like to ask all of you to please stand and join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing, and gentlemen, kindly remove your caps as the Forsyth Central Symphonic Band performs the Star-Spangled Banner. You may be seated. I would like to introduce Caroline Williams, our senior class secretary.
Good morning and welcome. We are greatly honored to be joined this morning by several very important guests. Please welcome our Board of Education members, Ms. Ann Crow from District 1, From District 2, our board chairperson, Ms. Kristen Morrissey, Mr. Tom Cleveland from District 3, Ms. Darla Light from District 4, and Ms. Nancy Roach from District 5. We are also delighted to have our central office leaders, Dr. Jeff Bearden, Superintendent, and Mr. Joey Perkle, Deputy Superintendent. We are always grateful for the hard work of our partners in the City of Cumming. Particularly, we would like to thank our mayor, the Honorable Ford Gravett, and the man who runs the show here at the Foregrounds, Mr. Dave Horton. Out there among you this morning are members of our law enforcement community, including our very own school resource officer, Corporal Justin Weinman, Mr. Todd Shirley and his team, the Forsyth County Sheriff's Department, and the Cumming Police Department. Also with us today are our very own Forsyth Central administrators, some on stage and some on the floor, Mr. Michael Satterfield, Dr. Josh Lowe, Ms. Priscilla St. Jean, Ms. Robin Sweat, Mr. TJ Maniscalco, Mr. Dan Kaplan, Mr. Mike Woodard, and our principal, Mitch Young. One very special group of people that we want to recognize are our guidance counselors. Mr. Rafael Santiago, Ms. Grace Savage, Ms. Ashley Cozy, Ms. Kylie Swanberg, and Ms. Leela Fondo. We would like to recognize a person who worked hard alongside of our teachers and counselors to push and pull several of us to this point today, our graduation coach, Ms. Bethany Blumenshine. Please give a hand to this year's star teacher, Ms. Kelly Schuyler. Finally, it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you the 2017 Forsyth Central High School Teacher of the Year and the Forsyth County Schools High School Teacher of the Year, Ms. Michelle Dugan. At this time, please welcome our senior class president, Aiden Corrigan.
Good morning. Class of 2017, it may have seemed like a long haul, but here we are. Our 720 days of high school have come and gone, and it is time to enter a new phase in our lives. As we celebrate, though, let us never forget how we got here. Let's take a moment to thank those of whom we owe so much. Not one member of this class of 2017 would be here today without those special loved ones in the audience. I would ask the grandparents, parents, and guardians of our graduates to please rise so that we can recognize you. As we enjoy this ceremony in this great country on this Memorial Day weekend, let us honor the men and women among us who have made our freedom possible through their service. If you have served or have a loved one who is currently enlisted or given their life while in the United States Armed Services, please stand and let us thank you. We are very proud to recognize several of our classmates who will be pursuing careers in the United States Armed Forces after high school. At this time, I would like to call the names of these brave people so that we can publicly thank them. Megan Mariansky, the U.S. Army. Cody Wise, the U.S. Navy. Andrew James Luthart, the U.S. Marines. Owen Tozier, the U.S. Marines, and Tyler Wilson, the U.S. Air Forces. We also have students who have achieved the highest possible honors in the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts. Please congratulate Ashley Castell for winning the Gold Award. Our Eagle Scouts this year are Josh Allen, Logan Hagler, Sean Lockwood, and Christopher Totolot. We have 13 graduates of the prestigious Youth Leadership Forsyth program. They are Zach Brumbelow, Nick Bryant, Seth Curry, Hannah Finley, Noah Lowe, Mackenzie Miller, Reese Mitchell, Cole Muzio, Shelby Parkhurst, Caroline Perry, Janie Solanas, Amber Shell, and Kara Zirkle. As Forsyth Central has the longest and most storied history of any school in this county, we also have the largest alumni base. If you graduated from FCHS, please stand and be recognized. As many of you know, unlike any of our sister schools, we are blessed to be supported by the Forsyth Central Alumni Association. Their purpose to provide resources to help preserve our great history, enhance our current facilities, and invest in our future. They are providing each one of us graduating today with a one-year membership into the organization. We thank you. We also offer a very special thank you to our Forsyth Central academic boosters and parent volunteers, led by the always energized Miss Wendy Goodrow, the lady also responsible for us getting some great senior letters this year. We want to give a very special welcome to Dr. Jeff Bearden, our superintendent. We are very grateful for his leadership, along with that of our Board of Education members and the leader of our central office. Thank you all so much for making our senior year so special, as we are the first class at FCHS to benefit from the new and improved facilities you provided us with the past year. We also need to give a special thank you to Miss Sharon Corrigan, my mom, and the crew of senior parents for the unbelievable senior luncheon put together last Thursday. The leaders of our world-renowned Flash of Crimson Band program are with us. Mr. Tom Tucker, Mr. Dan Grass, and the members of our symphonic band. Please rise. Miss Lisa White and the senior chorus will also perform today. Please rise and take a bow. This ceremony marks the third group of STEM students who made it all the way through 4 years of the most rigorous program offered at Central. Will the red robe graduates of the STEM program please rise? Our National Merit finalist this year, as well as our star student, is Mr. Parker Davenport. Each year, we recognize those students who have achieved a 4.0 or higher grade point average over their high school career. This year, we have 45 We have 45 senior scholars. Please rise. We also recognize those who have achieved a 3.5 or higher grade point average as our honor graduates. This year, we recognize 196 honor graduates. Please rise and take a bow. Great events like this don't simply happen. It takes great effort by many hardworking and incredible organized people. Leading our senior class this year, which means organizing all of our events, coordinating the ceremony, and generally herding cats, are Miss Angie Richards and Miss Becky Dean. And as always, the amazing senior video you were able to watch earlier today was the work of many hours put in by our dear friend and teacher, Mr. Sid Bramblett. Last, but definitely not least, we know that there is no way we could be here today without the most dedicated and caring teachers in the world. Would the faculty and staff of the Forsyth Central High School please rise and take a much-deserved bow? And at this time, it gives me great pleasure to introduce Forsyth Central High School's salutatorian, Ms. Amber Shell.
Good morning, class of 2017. Everyone here should be so proud of themselves for reaching this milestone within their lives. I am so thankful to have been able to get to know so many of you throughout the past 4 years. I remember our first days of high school, when no one knew the difference between East and West Campus, and the days before the new building, when we had to trek through the flood in the middle of the practice field, lovingly called Lake Central, to make it to Dawn Durst's class on time. We have come together as a class in protest of Snapchat and Instagram being blocked on the school Wi-Fi. Healthy snacks replacing our honey buns and non-reduced fat chips in our vending machines. And we stayed strong in the fight to put our handprints up on the wall. We survived EOCTs, then EOCs, then SLOs, and then, just to make sure we didn't get bored our senior year, they gave us LPAs. Over the past 4 years, we've dressed in red and black and cheered, "Go Dogs." And even though now we'll be wearing new colors and cheering on new mascots, "Go Jackets." Forsyth Central High School will always have a special place in our hearts. But now that this chapter of our lives has come to a close, it's time to look toward a bright future filled with whatever it is that you choose to do. As you move on to this next chapter of your life, I challenge you to question everything. Do not fall into the trap that is ignorance, but instead seek knowledge and wisdom whenever possible. As the Greek philosopher Socrates once said, "The only good is knowledge, and the only evil is ignorance." As we grow older, it becomes easier to be content with the knowledge we possess and lose our hunger to discover the world around us. In the world today, we need more leaders, more people willing to challenge the norm, not more people unwilling to listen to the opinions of others and unable to consider ideas unique from their own. Going forward, accept the challenges presented to you as an opportunity to learn, and never fear to ask someone for help. Stay positive despite the obstacles you encounter, and never cower in the face of adversity. While listening to the opinions of others, believe in your own ability to change the world. As a wise man and cultural icon of our generation once said, "Believe in your flyness, conquer your shyness." Well said, Kanye. Sometimes everything will not work out as intended, but never give up on yourself. And remember, if you ever do mess up, Snapchat will delete the evidence in 1 to 10 seconds. Today is the last time we are gathered as the class of 2017. Between now and all the years in our futures, we have the potential to create our own amazing life stories and make our own unique marks on the world around us. These goodbyes will be some of the hardest, but I know when we meet again, we will all have quite the stories to tell. Until then, thank you, and be sure to enjoy the journey ahead of you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Forsyth Central Senior Chorus. It gives me great pleasure at this time to introduce to you the 2017 Forsyth Central High School valedictorian and top dog, Miss Rose McKenna.
Thank you, Aiden. Good morning, guests, teachers, family, friends, and class of 2017. Thank you. So here we are. We've been waiting for this day for 12 years. And today we find ourselves at somewhat of a crossroads where we're stuck between reminiscing about our past and anticipating our future. We came to Forsyth Central as strangers. This new environment was big and intimidating with all its hallways, people, and tradition. 4 years later, we look back fondly on walks across the practice field in the cold and in the rain. We can't help but remember how it felt to be part of that team or that club, or how it felt to cheer on our friends. And maybe we might even be wishing that Mr. Young would impart his words of wisdom on us one more time. Nothing good happens after midnight, right? High school had us running, singing, studying, solving, learning, speaking, growing, and loving. Though all unique, we all found our place here. We came to Forsyth Central strangers, but we leave as a family. Our school not merely a school, but a home. But just as we celebrate our memories and achievements of the past, we also celebrate the promise of a bright future. As we close the door, end the chapter, and tie the bow on our high school years, we look forward to new opportunity and a new beginning. But what we make of it is up to us. In the words of good old Arnold Schwarzenegger, you can't climb the ladder of success with your hands in your pockets. And to that I say this: ours will be the hands that reach for success. Ours will be the hands that reach for success and work tirelessly until our dreams are a reality. Ours will be the hands that guide and open doors. Ours will be the hands that help others when they're down, because though we need to be many things, most importantly, we need to be kind and compassionate. As you get to wherever you're going, never forget to keep reaching, guiding, and helping. Keep those hands strong, because ours will be the hands that change the world. So, as we toss our caps and give our final embraces, I offer a sincere thank you to all family, friends, and teachers who have helped us on our path. And to you, class of 2017, I offer a heartfelt congratulations and well wishes. This may be the end of our path together, and years will pass, and we will change, but we will never forget who we are and where we came from. Because we are the Forsyth Central High School class of 2017, and it doesn't get any better than that. Thank you.
Please welcome to the podium our principal, Mr. Mitch Young.
Thank you, Aiden. Earlier this morning, I think Aiden did a fantastic job of thanking all of you who helped make this day possible, from our school leaders, our veterans, our phenomenal teachers. One group that he left out, though, that I want to take a moment to thank is our senior class officers. This has been a very special group of officers, spirited, organized, a little too organized at times, but a truly exemplary group. So Aiden, Maddie, Kristen, and Caroline, stand up and let us say thank you. Thank you, guys. Before I begin giving the senior class my final bits of advice for how to live their lives, I want to talk a minute about the old C House. Dr. Bearden, our superintendent, always tells us principals that we are doing one of two things at our schools. We're either getting better or we're getting worse, but we're never staying the same. So let's see how we did in 2016 and 2017. Team Auto. Our FRC robotics team won the Georgia State Championship, and for the first time in Forsyth County history, robotics became the #1 pick at the World Championships in Houston. Our engine team won their second state championship, qualified a record 4 teams for next year's nationals, and finished 2016 as the nation's runner-up. Our DECA program had 33 state winners this year, the most in school history, and went on to have 2 teams placed in the top 10% nationally, and that's out of 19,000 students. Great job. And I've lost count, but our mock trial team has won another county championship. Great job. This was the first year of our indoor winds and percussion program. This group went undefeated in state competition, brought home the state gold medal, and finished second place in the world. Not a bad start. As we jump to the big leagues of 7A this year, there was a lot of folks out there who felt that we might not be quite ready for prime time athletically. So how did we fare? Our comp cheerleaders finished 4th at the state championship. Our swim and dive had a school record 21 athletes qualify for state championships. Wrestling had a school record of 9 athletes qualify for sectionals, with 5 of them moving on to the state championship. Our gymnastics team finished in the top 5 at state for the 4th consecutive year. Coach Kaylin Farrington was named the Region 5 7A Softball Coach of the Year. Talia Manning won a regional championship in discus and in shot put and finished 5th in state. The baseball program made it to the state playoffs for the 3rd straight year. And our boys soccer program, which won 0 games just 3 years ago, made the state playoffs for the first time in 14 years. And as a result of these successes and athletic improvement, Mr. Dan Kaplan was named the Region 5 7A Athletic Director of the Year. Should probably jump back into a little academics here. I see the board looking at me. So let's talk some academics. For the 2nd year in a row, Forsyth Central High School had the greatest gains in graduation rates, breaking the 90% barrier this past year. We have 38 of our students accepted to UGA this year, 9 to Georgia Tech. This is the highest number in a long, long time to gain acceptance to our state's flagship universities. Great job. And I know they're not state flagships, but we also got one going to Cornell this year in the Ivy League. Now, this does not include all the millions of dollars that you guys have racked up in the Hope Grant. This is just purely on scholarships to the side. This year alone, our graduating seniors, to date, as our count goes, have racked up over $2 million in scholarships. And for the 2nd year in a row, Forsyth Central High School was named the best high school in Forsyth County by Forsyth County News. We got a ways to go, but we keep getting better, Dr. Beard. Now, all these successes are nice. They're great to talk about. They're great to cheer for. When we leave today, they become memories. They're great memories, but they're just memories. It's what you leave equipped to do for the rest of your lives that we are really most interested in. Forsyth County Schools learner profile has become the anchor to which we do all of our work. And at Central, we have further clarified this learner profile into our school mission statement. And that statement reads, at Forsyth Central, we will lead our students to become productive American citizens who will solve problems, communicate effectively, and serve selflessly. Those are the skills we want you equipped when you cross this stage today. But why? And I'm talking to graduates now. For what reason are we focused on these skills? What do we want you to be able to do with these skills? I'm going to talk the next few minutes and give my thoughts on how I think you should use them, how we think you should use them. Whether you realize it or not, every one of you sitting out there today possesses a great power. It's not a power that's simply conferred on you because you're a graduate today or because of any of the successes we've talked about that you've racked up. It has nothing to do with whether or not you become a millionaire or a guy who lives check to check, whether you're working a cleanup crew or working the executive boardroom. It's a power that you have that has nothing to do with intellectual or physical capability, but it is a real power. This great power that each of you has within you is the power to be the answer to other people's prayers, to make the world, no matter how big or small your world becomes, a better place. And I know that sounds cliched, but I want to get into this just for a little bit for the next few minutes as my parting words to you. As I always do, I'm going to give you 3 steps to think about. All right, and that first step, and Rose alluded to this in her speech today, that first step for you to become the answer to other people's prayers is to begin building up the habit of being empathetic. Empathy. It requires us to feel compassion for others by imagining what life is like in their shoes. It requires us to assume the best, not the worst, of each other. It requires us to recognize that there is always more going on in the lives of others that we're dealing with beyond what we can see. And it requires us to move from good thoughts and good intentions to actual actions. And it's really not that hard. It's really pretty simple, guys. Be nice to someone who looks lost on your new campus when you go to college next year. It's as simple as providing a sincere smile and showing a little patience when that lady totally screws your order up at the counter. It's as simple as ignoring the idiocy swirling around on social media and fighting off that urge to respond to it. And it's forcing yourself to do something like when you get cut off by that meathead on Georgia 400, forcing yourself to think, you know what, my God, he must be rushing his child to the hospital. Now, you're not going to get credit for this stuff. You're not going to get accolades. God forbid, you might not get a trophy. But when you start helping others like this in your day-to-day lives, you are going to find a very real joy, a deep joy that no day-to-day mean-spirited tweet, Snapchat, social media posting of any kind can rob you of. Now, with these little actions and others like them, you have the opportunity to make somebody else's day a little better. And when you do this on a regular basis, it becomes a habit. And that habit, you begin to develop an empathetic heart. So that's step 1. By the way, you can start step 1 today as you're all jostling to get out of here in the parking lot, because you're going to get cut off by somebody. It's going to happen. All right, the next step, and you hear this a lot, but we're going to go into this a little bit. The next step is you've got to identify your true passion and then have the guts to pursue it. And it's easier said than done, perhaps, for some of the older ones out here. But it's entirely possible at this stage of your lives as graduates. Find your passion. How do you do that? Everybody says it all the time. We're going to offer some ideas for how you might be able to do that. And the first step in this, if you can try this, is power down for a few minutes each day. Unplug. Power down and spend some time in thought, or meditation, or prayer, or whatever your thing is. Daydream with a little bit of purpose, but you gotta unplug. In these quiet moments, what do you spend your time thinking about? What I would urge you to think about is those things that maybe break your heart. Spend some time and thought on the things that break your heart, and think about what you could do about it. And then try this. Try to imagine that money is no issue. And if money were no issue, what would I do to fix that problem or make the world a little bit better? Ralph Waldo Emerson, because we have to slip a quote from somebody in, right? So Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "Nothing great in life can be accomplished without enthusiasm." You are more likely to be enthusiastic about life if you are engaged in pursuing your passion. I promise you. I can attest to this because I get to wake up every day and go to the Sea House. Third and final step is to connect that passion, once you found it, into something larger than yourselves. When you discover your passion, you need to go out there and find organizations or companies or opportunities that have the same goals that you care about. If you can't find one, start one. Start an organization. When you do connect with or create that organization, jump in with both feet and ignore all the naysayers around you. Most of the folks that tell you not to do it are folks that never gave their passion a shot. Lose yourself in the service of others, lose yourself in your passion, but do so with this warning. When you start plugging yourself in larger than something other than yourself, it's going to feel completely overwhelming. You may have found that you focused on a problem that seems huge. Not huge, huge. It might even seem that it's beyond your ability to solve the problem, and you're going to get this very natural feeling of just quitting and walking away and say it's too big. Don't. Don't quit. The most important thing to remember when you're in this phase of this, when you see that huge, overwhelming problem, is not to quit, but rather simply take a breath and do for one what you wish you could do for all. And I learned that from Pastor Andy Stanley, and it applies to just about every big concern you'll ever encounter in life. So ultimately, when you develop an empathetic heart, when you unplug or power down and take time to discover your true passion, when you connect that passion to something larger than yourself, be it a big problem or a problem with just one person, when you do those three things, you will unleash that power that's within you to be the answer to other people's prayers. You will use the problem-solving skills and the communication skills that you developed in your years in the Sea House to make your world a better place. And that, class of 2017, is the powerful opportunity that stands before you today and forever. Now, I'm certain that this afternoon, as we leave here and this evening, you're probably going to take some time to think about all these wise words you heard from us today. But at some point today and this weekend, I would urge you to celebrate what you've accomplished. Celebrate your graduation as you should. But as you do, try to remember the other words of wisdom you've been hearing for 3 years. Celebrate without the drugs and the alcohol. Call your parents when you get where you're going. And remember, nothing good. You got it. We love you guys. We wish you well. May God bless you always. At this time, I would ask Superintendent Bearden to join me at the podium. Thank you, sir. Dr. Bearden, I present to you Forsyth Central's 61st graduating class, the class of 2017. I assure you, sir, that these students have met all graduation requirements as set forth by the state of Georgia and by the Forsyth County Schools Board of Education.
Parents, family, and friends, staff, Forsyth County Board of Education, and most importantly to our senior class, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the state of Georgia and through the Forsyth County Board of Education, I do hereby confer upon each of you the diploma for which you have qualified. Forsyth Central High School class of 2017, you have made it. Congratulations.
Good morning. Please know that the photos taken today will be available at inandoutphoto.com. Also, please do your best to refrain from making noise until all of the graduates have been called. Cassidy Lauren Abernathy. Caleb Seth Abraham. Adrian Esteban Abreu. Omaris Noemi Acosta Oquendo. Alan Daniel Aguilar Mendoza. Ruben Aguilera. Luis Angel Ashkabul with honors. Alberto Correa with honors. Joshua Daniel Allen with honors. Yesenia Almaguer. Minor Alonzo Francisco. Samantha Alvarado. Rodrigo Ambris Calleros. Olivia Marie Anderson. Alexander Micah Andrew. Haley Nicole Anulis with honors. Aaron Daniel Appling. Grace Elizabeth Armistead. Anthony Arriaga. Anayeli Arroyo Aguilera 4.0 with honors. Savannah Brooke Ashley. Justin Ritter Aspenson with honors. Alexis Lejeune Babb. Stephen Chase Bagby. Wesley Mackay Bailey. Marcus Joseph Bayo. Kimbra Ellen Baltazar with honors. Henry Miles Bankston. Troy Thomas Barnett. Juliana Rose Barnhurst with honors. Allison Kim Bass with honors. Kirsten Michaela Bates. Zechariah Charles Bean. Dulce Belen Bedoya. Caleb A. Bell with honors. Katie Victoria Bell with honors. Thomas Richard Bell. Zaira Beltran. Kaylin Brielle Bennett 4.0 with honors. Shauna Benning. Jacob Alexander Berger with honors. Catherine J. Bernier with honors. Kylie Ann Bainan. Emily Victoria Bloom. Sean Patrick Borbley with honors. Katie Margaret Bowers with honors. Amber Elizabeth Ovren Brooks. Angel Nicole Brown. Dylan Lee Brown. Nathaniel Thomas Brown. Zachary Thomas Brumbelow 4.0 with honors. Anthony Bruno. William Reeder Brunson. Nicholas Blue Bryant. Daria Michelle Buchkowski, 4.0 with honors. Hunter Chapman Burks. James Kyle Butler, 4.0 with honors. McKenna Lynn Butler. Ashley Ajay Bindloss. Cassie Carol Kane. Grace Ashton Campbell with honors. Noah John Campbell with honors. Peter George Campfield, 4.0 with honors. Jonathan Fabrizio Campos. John Michael Kennedy with honors. Luis Cantera with honors.